Nostalgia is the plague that we welcome with open arms. To look into the past with rose-tinted glasses is no way to live, in my opinion. Unless it's with aero loopers, in that case I completely understand. Aero nostalgia is a factor in the rides that instantly gives them at least another point in my ratings. The ride can be janky, rough, full of headbanging, and filled with transitions that no sane man would design, but if it's got that distinct aero charm, I'm not gonna hate it. That being said, it can only go so far. The ride itself has to be interesting, and it has to be fun in at least more than one aspect. If those aren't there, well, you get Steamin Demon, a steamin' hunk of eventual scrap metal that not even nostalgia could save.
Steamin Demon, that's correct.
Steamin Demon is an aerodynamics looping coaster at Six Flags Great Escape in Queensbury, New York. After being relocated from Pontchartrain Beach, the ride opened in 1984 and stands currently as the oldest coaster at the park, which doesn't sound right considering they have a classic PTC wooden coaster. However, it turns out that Comet was also relocated, so there you go. It's insane to me that of the 9 coasters to open in Great Escape's history, only 3 of them weren't relocated, with one of them being a boomerang and the other being a kids coaster. Bobcat is the only true original coaster at this park, and that is just so sad. But this isn't a video about Great Escape's coaster collection, this is first and foremost a Steamin Demon review. So let's get back on track, shall we? In terms of stats, this classic air looper stands 85 feet tall, reaches 40 miles per hour, travels through 1,500 feet of track, and has 3 inversions. This thing isn't very big, isn't very fast, and isn't very long, but those are just measurements. The ride itself also isn't very good. Calling this thing not very good is an understatement. This thing is bad. Like, obviously bad. If I had to think of the most generically bad roller coaster out there, Steamin Demon is pretty near the top of the list. But I guess we should get the positives out of the way. The ride looks really good. Like, as in visually appealing, not as in I think it'll be good. Oh, whatever, you get it. I love the colors of this ride, and I'm always a sucker for different colors for the rails. The ride's placement is also just so damn good. It's completely on display from the road and the path to the entrance, and again, it's just so pretty. It's too bad there isn't a better ride on that plot of land, but whatever. Oh yeah, positives, sorry. The drop has good airtime, I guess, but you can get that on almost every aero looper, and even then, it's only in the back row. Seriously, aero was strangely good ejector airtime back then. Is there anything else? Nope, that's all I think. Okay, time to dig into this ride. Wow, that's an ugly station and ugly queue line. But to be fair, did you really expect anything? Look at the park you're in. The trains are your standard aero looper trains, which is to say, not comfortable. But the restraints are also too low for me to get headbanging, so overall they're like a 5 out of 10 for me. And once you're strapped in, you begin your layout. I'm gonna save us all some time here and just blow through this layout because chances are you likely know what it is by now, just from these assorted clips. It's that basic. Okay, here goes. Janky turn to lift hill, slow and loud as hell lift hill, janky pre-drop and turn, aforementioned drop with ejector airtime, rough vertical loop with minimal forces, insanely janky turnaround, 2 absurdly rough corkscrews, and a final turn to the brakes. There you go, lads. That's Steamin Demon. It's bad, like really bad. The quality drops along with the first drop, and you get seemingly no forces, but you do get plenty of jolts from the shitty profiling, and I really want to focus on these corkscrews because these ones are particularly bad for aero. There's this frankly stupid jolt right before the first corkscrew that looks awful off-ride and feels even worse while on-ride. Steamin Demon is a ride with nearly 0 redeeming qualities, besides the fact that it's somewhat picturesque and it has a solid enough drop, I guess. The ride is absurdly janky and rough, and even if it was glass smooth, the layout is so generic I cannot call it good. And that is why I'm gonna rate Steamin Demon a 2 out of 10. I don't review bad coasters often, mainly because I haven't done a lot of them, but this one is really bad. And I'm not a person who doesn't like aero loopers, I actually love them. I just did Loch Ness Monster, and the disparage in quality is astounding. Granted, it's had a lot of refurbs, but even rides like Demon and Corkscrew are better than this thing. Fucking Corkscrew! I would love to see nothing more than for Great Escape to tear this thing out and put a brand new steel coaster on this plot of land. It's prime real estate, I tell ya. If CJA actually does close, Red Blazer would be a perfect fit here. Or if not that, even a free spin would work better here, and that might be the only time anyone ever says that.
Wow, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Oh my God, that was an abomination. That was awful.
Sit through that. My ass is actually sore. My ass is actually sore.